Well, we'll start off just with a warm-up. Same thing, forward roll, backward roll, cartwheels, just getting loose. And then we'll take some time to stretch. And then what I want to do today, do a little bit of review again of the last 2 weeks, of the last 2 sessions.
Okay.
And then put it into maybe a more like a speed type drill again. And then introduce a new technique.
Okay.
Alright. So going all forward rolls. Are you still sore?
No, I feel much better now.
That's good. Well, this time you had 3 days, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, cartwheel?
Yeah, cartwheel. Woo. Get your arms rolling. Get your neck. Roll your knees out. Oops. All right. Get a good stretch here. Right leg out. Try and push your knee in this way. You know, always try and put your opposite elbow to the knee. And you should feel good stretching your glutes, your hamstrings, your lower back. Whew. And when you're done there, heavy hips, arch your back, get a good roll of your hips here, arms straight, so all the pressure's in your hips, your glutes, lower back. Whew. And then last thing, roll your back. So I'm gonna go back. Let me see. Oh, I'm gonna do this first. So we'll get some hip heists. We did the hip heist last week, starting right here. And then we cross the hand, the far hand crossed, replace it, and then kick your foot through. Yeah. So I go 10, just 10 good ones there. And this is just really going to give you a good stretch through your whole body right here, and then force you to stay up, get your hips up, because it's easy to stay down like this, but it forces you to go up. Yeah, you're doing a good job of kicking that leg. Yup. Nice.
That's much harder.
I think honestly you're ready to pop through.
Up through?
Yeah, because this is what a hip heist is. You kick through and then you bring your the foot that's down goes underneath. So it's like this. You kick your foot and throw your hips through.
Oh, that's a 360.
So when you kick your foot up, you're gonna land on your right hip. And then turn.
Wow. Okay.
This is a hip heist.
Wow. That's a... Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. Huh.
You got it.
Wow.
Woo! That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's good. Now, you want to land though. See how you're landing in the same exact spot?
Yeah.
You want to basically land behind yourself. So I'm going to look. And I'm doing a 180. So I'm looking.
Oh, wow. Sheesh.
So I mean, you're. I don't know how you're going the same. I mean, I guess you're spinning through the move. I'm trying to hit my hip.
Okay, so I need to...
What's it?
Okay, so I need to be facing the other direction. Okay.
Yeah, you want to be almost facing the other direction.
Okay, let's see. I need to do this, and then... Wow.
Bring your right leg underneath.
Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Let's see. Oh, wow. So from here...
You got it. Right leg under. Yup. That's it. That's exactly it. That's it.
I'm only getting 90 degrees. You got 180 degrees though. Let's
But you don't have to explode through it to start. Like I can still do it here, and I'm gonna bring my right foot under. See what I did?
Okay. Ow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I need to use some momentum.
Oh, I see. Move your hand. Your left hand's got to go where your right hand goes.
Okay,
So your left hand. Remember, your left hand's going where your right hand goes. So that also helps you to create space for your bottom leg. Because if I don't move this arm, I haven't really brought this part of my body over here, right? As soon as I do that, my hips start going with me. See that?
Oh, I see. Okay.
So move your left hand across. Replace it where your right hand goes. Yes. And now that opens all that space up. Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
So I'm gonna at least go for 90 degrees then. That's huge.
Yup. You just put your hand down, yeah. Because ultimately, initially, you're just trying to get your hips through.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. I feel like once you have this, like you figure it out, like you learn to control your body in other positions, other wrestling, grappling, MMA positions. Because it's not an easy movement.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of taekwondo kicks are easier. Like those triple spinning flying things are easier. Okay.
That's it. Nice work. Oh, there you go. You're looking like a pro.
You got those. Not nearly.
But it comes with time. Like, to be honest with you, I couldn't do this for a long time. It's just a weird movement with your hips. Yep. That's it. The one thing that you're doing that I didn't even say that helped me is my outside arm. This arm, I throw this behind me. And I focus to land on this part of my hip. So when I cross and I'm gonna throw this behind me. So I keep my body like a ball, you see?
Oh, interesting. Got it.
Because if you get extended, like if I get extended, it's hard to, I'm using a lot of energy, right? But if I stay condensed like a little ball, I feel like I can keep doing this over and over and over.
Wow. I see.
So you want to like condense all your energy through one movement.
I see. So if someone's got my back, I can do the same thing pretty much.
Yes. That's exactly right. If somebody in jiu-jitsu is behind you, you get your hips through the hole. And sometimes, like if they're behind me and I go up like this and then I do it, like it will spike them on their head. Like obviously you're not trying to hurt anybody, but if somebody's trying to choke you out, you're trying to get them off you.
Right.
You know. Yeah. Oh, you got it. You got it now. You got it. Nice work.
Oh, that's not easy though.
Woo! Nice work. Nice. I'd take a break here, and then I want to relate it to like everything else we're doing. Like, this is about moving your hips in a plane, a space, right? We're not talking about going from like point A to point B, right? We're talking about like basically staying in this little pocket of space and moving our body in a different way, right? Like, I don't really move much from this area, but I change my position. All right, I'm not really moving myself, but I change my position. And the tighter you can make it, like the more technical you can get with, especially if you're dealing with somebody that's on top of you, right? Especially in wrestling or grappling or jiu-jitsu, right? But how it relates to like everything else, it's just like learning to move your hips. Like, remember this position?
Yeah.
Like learning to move our hips and engaging our hips. Like, everything in wrestling is engaging your hips. Because I can't get from here to over there. Like, I can try with just my head, but my hips are gonna go with me, right? So I like doing that, warming up your hips, getting your hips engaged, and so everything else sort of makes more sense as we go through.
Awesome. Okay.
So I get another good stretch here. You did a lot of those.
So that roll that we just, what is that called?
A hip heist?
Hip heist.
Hip heist.
Okay. Hip heist. Yeah.
In wrestling, it's huge. I would imagine in jiu-jitsu, you might not do the exact move, but being able to move your hips in a dynamic way like that, I'm sure it would be extremely beneficial.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu, we only do like the first 30% of that. They're just as far as the hip escape goes. But we don't do that rotation or that flip.
And what I'm seeing now, I don't follow mixed martial arts that much, or jiu-jitsu, and I definitely don't do jiu-jitsu, but what I'm seeing now is when somebody is in guard like this, like on their back, that they're actually trying to get back on a leg to be like in this position.
Yeah.
So they're going from here, and this is a hip heist. That's a hip heist, and now I'm on a leg. I just read something about that, probably on Twitter. But I just read something, and it makes sense. It's like, why would you want to stay right here with somebody? I mean, I would never want to be like right here. Even if I knew how to submit somebody, I'd rather, and again, hip heist down, and now you're on their leg. You're just grab, and now you're turning it into a wrestling game.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right. When you're done there, we're gonna start. We're gonna keep bringing it back. We're gonna go back to here, to this.
Okay.
Because I think it's important. Because ultimately, I think this is like the best leg attack that we did last week. We stepped outside, right? Remember that one?
Yep.
We didn't hit our knee. It's different from hitting, right? But that's not to say if I step outside that I'm not going to be put right here. You know what I mean? So, and that's just because first line of defense after somebody's on their leg is push their head down.
Okay.
Alright? And if you just have, even if you have a lock or just a chunk of their leg, when you get to here, it's still easy for somebody to push your head down and then just go to here, to your knee. So I think that, you know, these positions are still important to know. Even if you never take a leg attack like this. Right? So I just want you to like feel more comfortable being, you know, the knee that's down, remember that toe is facing in so you can steer yourself, and then being able to steer yourself here and then pivot up. Because the best takedown artists are the ones that can come back to their feet. Yep, step. And remember, you want to try and rock as soon as I step, pivot, step, boom. Step, rotate, step, and then remember, when I step here, I'm pushing back into my back foot, so it just does that.
Got it. Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, there you go. Because it's a transfer of weight. Remember, it's a transfer of the weight from this leg it's a transfer, especially if I'm on one leg, it's a transfer of weight from this leg all to that leg. So now I didn't pick this up, right? I didn't pick it up. I just transferred the weight. And now once it's off the mat, now it's easier to pick up. Right? So, and I can't do that unless my head's up, I'm looking over the shoulder.
Oh, right.
My shoulders are tight to the body. If my shoulder's out here like this, I can't do it anymore. Because I'm not pushing with my head. I'm not pushing with this part of my neck. So here, step, boom. Now the weight's transferred. And now I can keep going this way, but if they're a good wrestler, I just change direction. That's probably the number one takedown from there, instead of running across.
Wow. Yeah, I love that move.
Pivot. Yeah. Yep. And that's what I would do. Here, here, pivot, and then run your feet the other way. So it ultimately looked like this. Pivot, 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 pivot.
Wow.
Chase, chase, chase up. Do this.
Wow. Jeez.
That's called running the pipe. Because you're using all your pressure to change direction, pull them down. You're basically taking their leg out.
Wow, okay. Okay, so we step to the outside, grab their leg, leaning in, pivot this way.
Yep, now step back with your right.
Way,
Yes, that's exactly right.
and then take down.
And from there, they're probably going to be they're gonna fall to their butt.
So grab the leg, pivot,
Rock up.
and then the other way, you go the other way.
Yep.
Loose.
Yep.
Then down. Jeez, that's confusing.
So you really have this one. So you really have this one. You pivot, you come up, you transfer the weight, and then you take your inside hand and go into 2 legs and then run. Right? Or the one we just did, we pivot, we transfer the weight, and then we circle the other way.
I see. Basically, you're basically.
But then you have this one, you get in, you pivot, you rock up, you transfer the weight, you circle this way, they don't go down, and now you come back in and lift.
Wow.
So those are like the 3 when your head, those are the 3 primary ones when your head's on the outside and you're on one leg.
Wow.
There's not much more from there. That's the crazy thing. There's not much more from that position when you're on one leg. But if you know those 3, those are the 3 major ones.
Okay. So I'm on the outside leg. Pivot, and then
Rock up.
since I'm behind them, right now. So I pull their leg apart.
Yeah.
And then I'm basically pulling.
Yeah, you're pulling. Because remember, like I'm not lifting this leg. When I get to here, remember I already transferred the weight, so this leg's off the mat.
Okay.
If it's on the ground, there's no way I can just lift it. Now, obviously a dummy I can lift it, but if it's a person, if I don't transfer the weight, and I'm talking about doing this.
Right.
See how that leg came up nice and easy?
Yeah.
Just from driving across. Now I can change direction.
I see. You're getting them to put their weight on one foot, one leg.
Yeah, you have to transfer the weight.
Okay, so their knees facing me. I grab them, I go behind them. And then, he said, I'm behind.
So rock up.
Holding one leg. Then pull this way. Get her to follow me.
Yes. Yep.
3. And then I take them down this way. Okay, got it. So if I'm the guy, grab the leg, he gets behind me, and then when he steps, I'm getting pulled forward.
Oh, so yeah, that's a good question. So if somebody takes a leg attack on me, and then they do everything that we just did, this is the position. They transfer the weight like this. And then instead of keep going across this way, because, I mean, if somebody starts running this way on me, and their head's right here, and their head's trying to drive, I'm going to put their head inside and just go like this. Boom. So this is going to look kind of funny. If this guy's on me with the head on the outside, driving this way, I'm going to do this and get my leg back. So that's why this guy wants to transfer the weight and then take me this way. So he's basically taking my leg and pulling it this way.
Pulling the leg forward.
Yeah, so it's like this. I'm on, and then I go this way.
Got it. Okay, so the knees, your opponent's leg is going forward in a circle.
So I transfer the weight, And now I'm going to basically take the outside hand, snake it, and pull it.
Got it.
You see how I did some choppy steps? Circling. I'm circling counterclockwise.
I'm behind him, but then I go forward. So I'm pulling his leg towards me.
See, you're on the left side, so you're gonna go clockwise.
Got it.
So you're on the other side, so you're gonna go this way.
Got it. So I've got his thigh, and I'm leaning into him until I can rotate and throw him down. Got it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's good. So the biggest improvement so far is just getting from here, going from here to here. Like that's again, none of these moves are easy, because if somebody doesn't explain it right, they're just going to tell you to do this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what it looks like. I mean, if you're not proficient, this looks like the move.
Yeah.
But you don't. If you do that, you don't get any pressure to transfer the weight, and then transition pressure, and then transition into that other one. So they all sort of seamlessly go together.
See, that's the thing. I've never heard anyone explain that you're supposed to actually use the crook of your neck as a lever to actually get the person to. See, I've never had anyone explain it that way. So this stuff is super useful. I love it.
Good. I'm glad. I think it's important to know how to do it the right way, obviously.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm on the outside this way. Grab. And if I'm behind him, okay. Then I pull them.
Oh, so now you're on the other side.
And then, okay. Wow, that's awesome. I could probably use some kind of like tripod or something, pillar or something that.
Yeah, you probably could. I saw somebody using these. It's a noodle. It's a noodle. So you get in here, circle, transfer, and now this is what I'm doing with it. Basically pulling the thing into my crotch.
Got it. That's a super cool takedown. So I got the leg here. Got the leg. I'm getting behind him, and then I'm pulling the leg apart, and then I'm circling this way, and then taking
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's sort of hard to like conceptualize it without the feel of somebody falling.
Yeah.
Because it is sort of like you're making them fall
Right.
to their butt. They're basically doing this to me.
Right.
This. They transfer the weight and then they go this way.
Okay.
And
Right, so they're pulling this leg this way.
yes, because they
Pulling this leg, and then just taking your.
yeah, because the initial drive is across the body, right? And then you change direction.
So you come in through here, get behind me, and then push me this way.
Yep, and then you go the other way, and then you go forward.
And then go the other way.
Yep,
I'm getting pulled this way.
that's exactly right.
And then I get knocked down this way.
Yep.
Wow, that's cool.
And then for MMA purposes, this is probably the number one way to take somebody down.
Wow.
It's running. They call it running the pipe.
Running the pike?
Running the pipe like a plumber's pipe.
Running the pipe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't.
Jeez, I need to.
And I don't know why it's called that.
This requires a lot of drilling.
Yeah, I mean, once you got it though, it's like, once you got it and you understand it, it's just muscle memory, you know?
Awesome. That is so awesome.
All right, why don't you get a drink and we'll move on. We'll do one more thing here.
Okay. Super cool. Thank you. Wow. That's mean.
Red Sox, baby. All right, how you feeling? Sore?
Great.
Feeling good?
Yeah, I've learned a lot just today, in the last couple of minutes.
We do go back to the outside step. Remember this outside step?
Okay.
But this time we're gonna, with our back foot, instead of going like this to get to one leg, we're gonna get to both legs. We did a little bit last week, but I wanna basically do my outside step, but I wanna bring this leg, because you can imagine if I start attacking this leg, my opponent's right leg, they're gonna run this way, right? They're gonna circle this way. So I'm trying to cut them off. I'm gonna go here and then cut them off. So I have both legs now.
Uh-huh. So if I get the front of this
We
way.
did this a little bit last week. But last week we did this. We went here to here. Now we're on one leg. I want to be able to get both legs. So I'm going to go here, here, and get both.
At the same time?
At the same time.
Okay.
So it's a double leg from an outside step. Boom, boom.
Okay. So my first move then is to actually grab the outside leg from behind.
Yeah, like
and the inside leg from the front.
like the back of my thigh.
Okay.
But you're not going to hit your knee this time.
Okay.
This time it's just here. Here, back of the thigh, and then bring everything in tight.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I am grabbing one leg first.
Yep. But don't hit that knee this time.
Okay.
Because you want to try and get both feet in that squat position. So right, left. Like this. Right, left. Right, left. Yes.
Outside and then
Yes.
outside.
And if you envision it like on this line, like if I'm using this as a line, right? I'm going like, and I'm in the middle of the line. I'm starting with my feet like this, right, left. Right, left.
Okay, got it.
So I want to be balanced. Like I want to be really balanced underneath. Yes, yep. That's it. But remember, this hand, you don't want to grab both. It looks like you're grabbing both on that first step. Like this hand, let me show you on this. Like my right hand, it could be up here. Or it could have their wrist. And then I change.
I see. Okay, so I'm not using both hands to grab one leg.
Yeah, because you could see the difference, like we were doing it earlier, right? The one leg. You have to do all that other stuff. You have to transfer the weight. You have to change your hand. I mean, you have to do a lot of different things. This is just you're getting to both legs.
I see. This is easier.
Hypothetically, it should be. Yep.
Interesting. I'm technically just gonna grab an arm. And then
Yeah, you could and that's what's good about this one is if you have like this collar tie. Can you see that?
Yep.
You have this collar tie, and then this one has a collar tie. So it's like this. You bump it up. You go under it. You bump it up and go under it. Now I'm in that position. Right? Now I'm in the position. The top one, like it can help me steer. Like I can start pulling it and then changing direction. Like doing this, almost the same movement we did earlier, right?
Wow.
Except I have the head now. Or I get here and I feel extended, I just let it go and get both legs.
Okay, got it. Sheesh.
So applicability, that's what we're looking for.
Got it. Whew. I see.
Yep. Yes. And if I was doing this, if I was a fighter, and we're both out here, like, you know, boxing, I would probably take a right, throw a right jab, and then at the same time move my head. So obviously he can't take his own right jab. So I'd probably right jab, move my head, boom, and now I'm already on the head.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Right. I see.
Yep.
Jeez. Okay. Got it.
Boom. And that back, your other hand doesn't get the, your other hand doesn't go there until your back leg comes in. Exactly how you're doing it.
I see.
I mean, typically that's what.
Locked in. Got it.
All right, that's gonna lead to the next thing we're gonna do. So now, everything we've been doing has been either here, outside step, back leg in. Outside step, back leg in, one leg. Outside step, back leg, two legs. Or we've done this one. I haven't put you back on that one yet. We'll save your legs on that one. But this next one is a double. You're basically gonna jump in like a squat. So applicability, it could be when they're tied up with you, with their hands like here. You're basically going to jump in. This time it's your inside foot stepping first. So it's going to be boom, into a squat, into a full squat. Boom. Inside foot, inside, and then the back leg always has, because I can get to here and I'm extended. I always got to get the back one in. So without that, it's going to be like this. Boom.
Okay, so my first foot then, is that going in between the opponent's legs?
Yeah, you're the first step, it's the inside leg. Almost like this one that we did, except we're not hitting our knee.
Got it.
This is a duck under.
So my first step is going to be done between the 2 feet, between the opponent's 2 feet.
Yep, almost like a lunge step, and then your back leg comes into squat. Boom, that's it.
And it's a double leg?
What's that?
It's a double leg?
That's a double leg, duck under.
Double leg duck under. Got it.
Because remember, yeah. I can get to the left leg. If my right leg's forward and I step right leg, I can get to the left leg quicker than I can the other side.
Got it.
Even though I'm trying to get my head on the other side. It's all about the shoulders. So, again, inside foot steps, boom. I never touched with my left hand yet. My right hand's there, but my back leg is going to get there so my shoulders get in line. Alright?
Okay. So you have your head on the other side.
It's just a general principle about attacking the side where your shoulder is closest. And it's usually going to come from the leg that's forward, right? So if I step right, my right shoulder's there. If I step left, my left shoulder's there.
So two legs are here. You step between the two legs. Step between the two legs. And then, gotcha. Okay, so attack first with this. So I've got the outside leg now. And
Yep.
now I've got the inside leg.
Yep.
And I use my neck to secure.
Yep. In most good duck unders, like I feel like if you can set it up correctly, most good duck unders, they start falling behind you like that. So they start, if somebody hits a duck under on me, this is my reaction because my feet go like this and then my hands go like this.
Aha. Got it.
Which, in wrestling, that's probably the best position when you're on somebody's legs. Take them off their feet.
Okay.
Put them on their
Breaking
hands.
their foundation.
Put somebody on their hands. Yes. Yep. You're just trying to take all the space away.
Here it is.
Yep. 1, 2. Step more straight in. So if you're on this line, boom. This time I'm gonna be on one side of the line. Boom.
Okay, so I'm not shuffling. I'm not pivoting. I'm not.
Right.
I'm straight.
You wanna take a straight line underneath.
Okay, gotcha. It's here.
There it is. Yep.
And if I do that, he's gonna fall this way. So he's gonna fall this way.
If you do it right, they fall backwards behind you. And when you get, like if you can do this really good, like you'll hit your knee, you'll step, and then you go here. And then they really go flying behind you. And then from there, like you can't stay here, so you gotta start wrestling up back in those positions again. So if you do it from here, 1, 2, and then you lift and they start falling behind, now you hope that they're just off their feet right here. You just lift them. You lift them. One, two, boom. You hope you can just lift them from there. Because once somebody's off their feet, it's like in wrestling, it's game over. If you don't score from that position in wrestling, there's something wrong. In jiu-jitsu, though, I can imagine in jiu-jitsu, if you do that to somebody, though, you get to here, and then you do this, they can get your arm, they can do all sorts of stuff you don't want them to do. But in wrestling, you're trying to take them to the mat, spike them. Jiu-jitsu, I'm not too sure.
I love the and the power of wrestling. Just really, really direct, like super manly.
Yeah, I mean, I think and that's why I think if you learn how to do them like in the wrestling way, you can always tone it down, right? It's hard to go up, right? That's the thing about like teaching intensity. You can always tone it down, and I have to, when I actually have to spar live with my students, I got to tone it down, so they have build their confidence up. But it's hard to go up. Sometimes it's really hard to like, if you're not learning the right way, the dynamic, explosive way to do it, and then they go into a live situation, they're never going to do it, no matter how many times they did it right. They didn't do it right in a dynamic way. It's going to be hard to actually work in like a live situation, you know what I mean? So I always feel like wrestling is like the perfect base for everything else, because you can always tone it back. You can always tone, but it's hard to go up.
Yeah.
It's really hard to go up, to be honest with you. That's the biggest challenge of like teaching kids, even college kids, teaching them how to raise their level of intensity.
Wow.
Alright, what do we got?
Is it already 11:30? It's already been an hour?
Holy crap.
Jeez.
Yeah, let's finish here then. I know we started a little late because we were talking. But let's do this. We do 1 minute.
Okay.
3 1 minute. Oh, we'll do 3:30 seconds. 3:30s. So 3:30 hip heist. We're gonna do 30 seconds of hip heisting. 30 seconds of hip heisting, 30 seconds outside step, both legs in. Outside step, both legs in. And then 30 seconds, we didn't drill this one today, but step, hit your knee, circle up. And then that'll be it.
Okay.
So it's a speed drill. You're gonna try and challenge yourself here.
Okay.
You got it. All right, hold on. Let me get the clock. Make it official. Ready?
Okay.
Set. Go. 1, 2. These look good. 3, 4. Very good. 5, 6, 7, 8. Nice. 9. Keep going. 10. 11. 5 seconds. 12. 13. 14. Time. 14. 14. That's good.
Is that time?
That's time. That's 30 seconds. That's good. All right, shake it out. I'll give you a whole minute here.
Why do I feel like I'm gonna feel this?
You might feel this one tomorrow. But I think it's good, like the schedule, I think it's good. Like maybe you recover quick again. Like the other time it was 2 days. 3 days is probably the best, like full recovery.
Yeah, that first day, man, I was sore for literally the whole time.
I always equate it to like carrying, like that baby carrying the goat. Not the baby, the kid. It's like an 8-year-old kid carrying a little baby goat, and he carries it every day, but he doesn't notice it gets heavier. It's true. Like it's the same thing with this stuff. Like this is the third one, right? You don't feel as sore like the first day, and it just adds up. Like your strength just keeps adding up. All right, here we go. We're gonna do 30 seconds. How many of these can you do? 1, 2, reset. 1, 2, reset. So they're all outside steps.
Okay.
So this is 30 seconds. All right, ready? Go. 1, 2. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bring that back leg. 5, 6. Bring that back leg in. Pound it in there. Up. There you go. Back leg, back leg. 5 seconds. Back leg, yes. Time. Woo.
So.
All right, this last one's gonna be the hardest one. This is the one we did the first time, the first session. We step, we hit our knee, and then we did this. Pivot, pivot, up. Step, hit your knee, pivot, pivot, up.
Got it.
All right, I'll give you whenever you're ready. Last one, 30 seconds. Like your endurance has gone up because the first day you barely did 20 seconds, remember? So it's huge. I can already tell you've gained a lot of strength.
Yeah, no, I've actually been sleeping too, so this is awesome.
Sleep is important.
Resetting my body.
Yeah, you're resetting your body.
Okay. Ready?
Yep, you ready?
Okay.
30 seconds. Set. Go. Boom. Pivot, pivot, up. 1. Step, pivot, pivot, up. There you go. 2. Step, pivot, pivot, up.
I see. So if I go the other leg.
Yup. 10 seconds. Nice. You got it. 5 seconds. Oh, you got it. Time. Nice work.
And that is hard.
See, but what's happening is it's just muscle memory. It's muscle memory, and when you're under like a clock situation, you can't really think about it to go through the steps. You just do it, right?
Wow.
And it's not like we've done a million reps. It's just we've done enough that are right to trigger your body to remember.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. So I'm pushing this way, then I'm pulling. And then, wow. Okay, got it.
Nice work.
I love these workouts.
Your guys aren't there, huh?
No, not yet.
It's almost.
Some are around lunchtime to get free lunch.
Jeez. They're not virtual workers.